Hey everyone, welcome back to Unsolicited Bourbon Reviews, episode 74. I know we're getting ready to gear up to a big episode 75. We'll be feeding into David's cowboy fetish on our next one, and I'm having some production issues. So kind of want to stagger this one out so that we have such a big gap. So I'm still waiting on some apparel for the big episode 75, but I figured this would be a great time to do a first time Friday on a Monday. And today we're going to go ahead and review Redline. And these guys are a local company out of Paducah, Kentucky, which is about 3 hours north of here. And this is going to be their straight bourbon finished in vanilla brandy casks. So I haven't had too much experience with Redline. They're relatively, again, I know that they're relatively new. And I was able to try sample their stuff. I'd say I think August, when their rep was here locally giving out samples, and I've kind of avoided it. I see it everywhere here, but it's just, it's kind of pricey. And part of the reason why their price point's a little bit higher, is that their business model, so they do MGP, they do the finishing stuff. I'd say it's comparable to what Barrel does. We've done some Barrel stuff here, and we've done Stellum. So essentially, they've gotten a little bit more refined in terms of picking which barrels from MGP they want to do. And then as soon as they get it, they do their finish, and then they have a zero inventory model to where as soon as it's bottled, it's out the door. So they only produce is what they can sell. So they don't really have any kind of back inventory, which is a pretty interesting business model. It seems to work for them because I see this stuff everywhere. Again, I just never really decided to take a chance on them because I just didn't want to pay a premium price, for stuff I've never had before, which we talked about in previous episodes, especially early on, that craft distilleries or stuff's gonna be a little bit more expensive. And especially if you don't know anything about them, you don't really want to take the chance. I'd rather, spend the money on stuff that I know it's going to be a sure thing. So, but yeah, I thought this one was be really exciting because they've done some cool stuff. They've done a honey barrel finish. They've done a Grand Marnier barrel finish. So if you like I actually sampled that one. That was actually pretty good. And they had a regular flagship. They have a rye, and then they have this one. So, and I saw this, I was like, dude, a vanilla brandy finish sounds absolutely delicious. But yeah, we'll get into it. So their mash bill is undisclosed, but it's MGP. So we've beat that horse to death in terms of MGP, but these guys are picking pretty good barrels from MGP. So definitely has a vote of confidence in terms of, this is likely, really good stuff. So, and then the age, again, undisclosed, but again, from this toffee color, it does look a little young. I'd say probably it's in that 4 to 5 year age range. I don't think it's anything less than that, in all honesty, especially since it's coming from MGP. But yeah, let's give this a try. So the proof is going to be 110 on this. So it seems like it's going to be a little bit lower, with that finish, but I think could be in for a pleasant surprise. And then again, the bottle number is 148 of 162 barrels. So this is a limited release, and we'll stop talking about it. We'll taste it, and then we'll go ahead and give it the review. So nose, so you do get kind of on the front end, you kind of get that typical caramel, oak, char, kind of get a little bit of a sweet rye spice, and then boom, that vanilla just jumps out of there. And it does smell honestly, it does smell like a vanilla milkshake. I think that's super bourbon and vanilla milkshake. I think that's a great pairing. And for 110 proof, it's not going to be too rough on the nose on this one. So another smell, another whiff, and we'll go ahead and give it a sip. Yeah, that's really good. Front end, you get your typical caramel, brown sugar, that toasted oak. And then kind of jumps into this like rye spice, kind of like a cinnamony, not necessarily like a mint, but that mint, when you have a mint, that kind of that ethanol, like kind of refreshing, and then it just immediately jumps to this like robust vanilla flavor, and then great finish at the end for 110. This has a finish of like a 120 and up. So this is a really nice pick from Redline in terms of what they picked in the barrel. Yeah, this is fucking great. This can be tough to make this last. Also, this is definitely crushable for sure. Okay, so price point, these guys are a little expensive. So this is like around the $90 mark. I'd say I'd pay it again, but I still think it's a little more expensive. So I'd probably give it a 6.5. Taste, I'll give this a 9 overall.